Well, good evening. Welcome to Qualifier 15 out of 18 for Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament. I can't believe we are basically this qualifier and then 3 more after this, and then we are actually closing up the qualifier stage for this main tournament. It has been an amazing ride. Lots of last locations, lots of drama, lots of really great entertainment for those of us who like watching Randomizer. So as part of this qualifier set, we have another two really great race to put on today. This is SlimKirby versus PowerToMario. Definitely promises to be a very exciting and execution-filled gaming. I am Claire Mouse, joined here today by the one and only Days Cloud, who I believe actually has all his qualifiers and is sitting a pretty comfortable spot, hopefully. No more disasters in the top quartile. Days, how are you doing? Ready for this
Well, I mean,
race?
when you put it like that, yeah, I'm doing fantastic, actually.
Yeah. This is gonna be amazing. Yeah, and so I think actually tonight we have 79 I think qualifier races outside of these two that we're gonna feature here today. But I mean, so certainly going to be quite the excitement in this case.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a great time. Really looking forward to seeing all of this. Seeing these two runners here, SlimKirby and PowerToMario, going through it. I believe this is we're doing something a little different today with PowerToMario. I think this is his 11th qualifier.
Yeah,
Am I right there?
that is correct. Yes. So I believe PowerToMario, in addition to Smirk, was actually before this qualifier has run an astonishing 10 other qualifiers before today. So this is actually PowerToMario's 11th qualifier. So very dedicated. It just kind of goes to show you also, that Rando actually is can be pretty fun, especially if you are interested in running this many races.
Oh yeah, I mean this is a great time here, and it looks like both runners with that uncle start there picked themselves up a bottle at a Link's house, and also got themselves 3 bombs. So looks like we are on our way into Kakariko right now. With that
Mm-hmm.
bottle, we'll be able to check Sick Kid with those bombs. We don't have to worry about blowing open the back of any of those bombable locations. So
Yeah.
uh, we are set pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And in fact, actually, so I don't know if it's just necessarily this particular tournament. Maybe it's something to do with the settings per se. Seems more and more common for people to kind of start from Link's house, and then kind of go up to visit the uncle, and then if they find a weapon, great. And if they don't, they're gonna make their way basically to Kakariko. And in this case, one of the reasons why potentially people may want to put off the village is exactly actually what you just mentioned. What these runners they got a bottle, so they can turn it immediately to the kid, don't have to make another trip over to the village, and also they've got some resources, so they don't have to necessarily farm out money. Although the bush crab is certainly being very helpful today with red rupees here. But yeah, no resources. They got all the bombs they need in this case.
Yeah, no, I mean you early game here, especially with this mode, it can be a little bit different from couple of the other things here. As man, SlimKirby is just aggroing this one bird. This bird will
Yeah.
not leave him alone.
Yeah, he's just trying to, get a little bit, more money, a little more economic value, from the Lost Woods, and this bird is just having none of it.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy at this point exactly what all is going on there. But so anyway, well we're gonna move on down to Blind's Hut over on Power to Mario's side
Yeah.
here.
Quick map check. Looks like I did see a red crystal at Hera, and then regular crystals at Eastern and Deserts.
Right, and with a sword and an ice rod
Oh,
down in
right.
Blind's basement, I'm
Our
feeling like what are we gonna just call? We just gonna call Pendant Turtle Rock right
I
now, or
was
we
I
want to
was just
wait
gonna
five
ask
minutes?
you that too. So and not necessarily it's only like a meme or anything like that. Because we find the ice rod early, but we do have 3 crystals here in the light world. Certainly looking more likely than not that Turtle Rock could be a pendant in this case.
I feel like that should be a prediction there in
Mhm.
our speed gaming chat there. So if anybody, if we happen to have a moderator around here, get on it, guys. Come on now.
Yeah, we're trying. Uh, Yeah. Also, just and this is also maybe something that maybe people. Oh, jeez, did we find both canes here in Kakariko Village. We saw we saw a blue cane here in the back of Blind Hut, and we just saw the cane of Samaria here in the well.
I mean, no trouble walking. If we want to start hiking some mountains, those canes will come in handy, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've got both canes, so one for each hand. Certainly dual wielding. Who needs that pesky sword nowadays, right? The cane is really where it's at.
I mean, the old man, we could probably give one to the old man. He can find his way off the mountain. Everything will be good.
Yeah. We can certainly, afford to give up something, right? Maybe we can combine it for a purple cane or something.
Oh God, now you're talking here. So yeah, we've just been we've just been talking a whole bunch of nonsense right now, but just because Chicken Hut had nothing. But let's move on to Sick Kid, see if he's got something for us.
All right. So this is gonna be one of those. Oh, okay. Did you just see that, Days? We got the glove out of Sick Kid. So I mean, this is again another potential reason here to delay Kakariko. If you can find a bottle, in this case, save you a trip. In this particular case, Sick Kid had what we really need as one of our pieces to the dark robe, which is a glove.
Yeah, and this is an issue right now for anybody that did not do an Uncle Start right now, because we're not able, because both of our restream runners did an Uncle Start, so we don't actually know if any of the other bottles here, since this is kind of the hard open, tournament open, whatever you want to call it here, there's only one bottle available to our runners here, but there are 4 bottles placed. So the problem is that one of those other bottles, and if you pick up a bottle, the other bottles turn into just blue rupees. So I don't know if that bottle is required, or if there was another bottle in Kakariko. So if you started Sank, this could be really bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely gonna lose a little bit of time, over people potentially who, were fortunate enough in order to find that bottle, from the front of the castle. But so speaking of other, fortunate finds here, PowerToMario has just spotted the Moon Pearl here on the Grayscape. SlimKirby is going to, I'm sure, double back, just like what PowerToMario did. But also, I believe we also spotted silver arrows on the library. Going to be, especially here in Kakariko, once, hopefully, we're actually going to find, real boots at some point. It's going to be a very nice bonus for our runners.
Right. We'll be able to do that in just a moment there. So that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be pretty good at some point when we find boots. No,
Days. No. We're on commentary. We're going to say when. There's no if here. We're wholeheartedly going to believe and pray, for the boots, to be early in this year. They already got a sword. That's all they need. They just need some boots. That's it.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I believe you.
I have faith. I have hopes and prayers for this.
Well, we're gonna check it out here. It looks like the back of Escape not having anything of a great note here, but we did get the small keys, so we're gonna play everybody's favorite game of wandering around in the dark and trying to find the chest in Dark Cross. So we're gonna gotta wander through these sewers before we go anywhere else.
But this is we're in the 20, we're modern times here. We don't watch TV here on just regular. We watch in HD. We have pixel perfect lighters. In this case, it helps us navigate these dark rooms.
That is the case. All right, so PowerToMario's side, we are on the right side of Dark Cross. We are gonna try to work our way back over to find out where that chest is. So this could take a little bit of time here. It's typically best to try to hold your sword up, so you can. Oh, he's found the chest. Okay, and I think that maybe the snake knocked him off it though. All right, so we're gonna try again. We got SlimKirby on the way over there to help him out. See which one of these guys gets it first.
Now, of course, we are seeing, some pretty big black screens here, in terms of logic. We actually, we certainly don't have a lamp. You're not, required or expected to do something like this. But, for runners who are a little bit, confident in their darkroom executions, this is certainly hopefully going to be, something that is very doable.
Right, definitely. And it looks like just gonna get 20 rupees out of it, but I mean, so not exactly what you're looking for. You're probably not super happy about the game there, but that also means you don't have to go back for it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, right. The most important part is not actually, the actual 20 rupees that they end up picking up. Although, maybe Powered Mario might afford, can probably afford a little bit more money to his name. But it is just, in fact, actually, it is the item. And you go through the front of Escape, probably find the map in there. So if you don't think we saw it, but like knowing that there is an item in Dark Cross, right? And you didn't get it before, you're like, oh man, that's gonna be another one. At least you found the item here, so you don't necessarily have to go back for it.
So speaking of money,
Mhm.
we got SlimKirby over there on the side pulling off a little Houlihan strat here just to pick up a little bit of extra cash. It's going to put him very close to Zora money because that glove does put Zora into logic.
Yeah.
Uh, Not a whole lot of fun ways to get there at the moment, but well, and speaking of money,
Yeah,
and
I
not
was
going to be
gonna
an issue apparently.
say. Yeah, I don't necessarily think Slim is going to be, regretting his decision, to Houlihan, just because it is certainly a very defensive move. You can't always necessarily bank, on, in this case, like Mini Moldorkim having a bunch of money for you. But of course, with the 300 here, he is very comfortably, financially independent, right? He can afford Zora, he can afford Pod, he can afford Digging Game, Chess Game, basically whatever you want. Hello, Mitz.
Ooh, that's a place for those to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were talking about Zora. So I guess maybe Days like would still go to Zora, but I mean we've got Darkworld access already.
Yeah, that we do. Man, so this gets into the idea of qualifier safe, right? Like, what do you do here? Do you want to just leave Ice Rod Cave by itself here? I think PowerToMario's route is going to be taking him towards the desert right now, where SlimKirby is going to be going to Ice Rod Cave. So we're going to have lots of information. Now, and qualifier, it's not necessarily you're trying to win. It's you're
Mm-hmm.
trying not to get killed.
That's so you know what as someone who is kind of sitting in the I would say top quartile, I am willing to take your word for it. That is probably a good strategy.
Yeah, so you maybe take a route occasionally that maybe is not the most optimal. It's not the most aggressive, but at the same time, you're not going to leave something just sitting there that could turn out to be something big. So Ice
Hmm.
Rod Cave, piece of heart, that's not something big, but at the same time, SlimKirby not thinking about that anymore, and it looks like
Yeah.
we're probably going to fake flipper up our way up to Zora.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and this is some of the I would say like softer considerations. We always think about races being just based on time, right? Did I get first? Did I get second? Hopefully, I'm not gonna get burned in this case by this one extra check because I can spend the minute now to do it versus 30 minutes later I come back in last location. It really, especially this early, about how much in this case, let's say you're like how much is going on in your mind, right? When we first started out in Light World, we got a couple of, Sphere 1 options, Link's House, Front of Escape, maybe Eastern Palace area, Saha. You've got a few options, right, that you're considering. As the game progresses, as you get more progression items, mitts, Dark World access, right, Fire Rod, flute, right, you have all these other more decisions, you have to make and start thinking about. You don't want things to kind of keep weighing on your mind and building up on top of whatever else you could be thinking about later in the game. And we have to probably play the game too or something, right? Like execution, something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like routing, execution, all of it kind of comes in here. So it looks like we've got a green pendant up in Skull Woods. There, we got our other pendants at Ice Palace and Misery Mire, and
Yeah.
Turtle Rock turned out actually to be a crystal today. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say that this is an extremely fortunate find for our runners that we basically find the ice rod here so early in Kakariko. It's really gonna be one elusive piece of the puzzle that we don't have to go find anymore.
That is the case. It does look like so. I mean, probably then that means we could be running with not having to search for some one little item by itself. We could just
Yeah.
do a medallion hunt or something instead. Probably.
Days. Okay, can we at least keep saying boots? We haven't found boots yet. Boots. There's only one boots in the item pool as well. Why does everyone keep thinking about medallion hunts? We want to find those boots too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I've been around Twitch
Yeah,
chat too
yeah.
long, and I guess
You've also probably played in too many of these qualifiers that they didn't have boots. So you know what? I I can totally understand. There certainly has
Right.
been, a couple of themes here. I would say, though, speaking of another piece of the progressions, we did find a mirror in a C-shaped house on the PowerToMario side, gonna make his light world, dark world routing much more efficient. Especially if he's starting here in a village of outcasts, right? He could basically do, if he chooses to go south, do like K45, and such things like that. He can also go north, do like Graveyard Ledge, but basically he's got light world and dark world access pretty easily.
Yeah, no. So I mean, being in a pretty good shape right there, just trying to, cover your bases, just make sure you don't leave something obvious behind. I mean, PowerToMario, being maybe a little more aggressive, going into Dark World, leaving Sasharala's area, leaving the Eastern Palace area by itself. Slim is going to make their way over there. This is always, Mid's openings are hard. They're hard.
Yeah. It's certainly very limited. Okay, hello, Fire Rod. So, oh man, speaking of being aggressive, days. We have the Fire Rod. We have Fighter Sword. We've got 6 hearts and Green Mail. Are you going? Are you going to Skullwoods?
Yes. But I would be very, very interested in possibly picking up a potion before I did that.
Okay.
Am I going right now without anything? Man, it's a hard.
Surely,
It's a hard call. Yeah, I would say no.
Well, so maybe I'm sure the back of Thieves Town I'm sure will be super loaded for PowerToMario, so maybe he'll just pick up like a Master Sword or I guess maybe not potion in this case. I think that's just part of the hard item pool. We've already picked up our 1 bottle for, as you mentioned, for the seed, and it always does come empty. But well, maybe he can find something else to help him in Skullwoods, but also Skullwoods is a pendant, so maybe we don't have to kill it, but also at the same time it's also the green pendant, so since he is kind of in this area a little bit earlier, might be worth his time to claim that green pendant and then turn it in as he kind of explores the Eastern Palace pod area as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see exactly which way they want to take this. There, you're going to assume that they're in a race of something like 76 people. Somebody is going to go get that green pendant, and if it turns out to be the progression that we're looking for there, then you could be sitting real pretty. I mean, at the moment, it does kind of seem like Turtle Rock might be very interesting for our runners once we find a couple of things. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Just looking at our actually very up-to-date trackers, done very nicely by Lady Laura Linder, who is very thankful for helping us out today. We've got the Fire Rod that we just found in Thieves Town. We've got the Ice Rod, which we found in Kakariko. We found the Cane of Samaria, which is also in Kakariko. Got the mitts. Yeah, we certainly gonna need the hammer at some point, and we're gonna need a medallion, but we are surprisingly close, especially at this point in the game, to be able to access Turtle Rock.
Yeah, no, you don't expect to be here less than 20 minutes into the seed. Like if you're already there, alarm bells hopefully are going off in people's heads. Like, probably want to head that way. Now, PowerToMario with with this aggressive play going directly into the back of Thieves Town. Now, unfortunately, was not counting items here, so don't know where he stands there. But going from 0 bombs to 4 bombs with a very fortuitous drop there.
Yeah, so it looks like at least, going into blind, we can see that the small key counter for Thieves Town on PowerToMario side is actually 0, so it looks like actually, since he didn't pick it up, he doesn't have the hammer, it is locked within itself. So at least, he is not going to be, in this case, punished, I guess, or rewarded in this case. He is going to be able to full clear out Thieves Town. Get all the items. Assuming, of course, he does, stay alive. We are very thankful in this case to have a blue cane, kind of ready to go just in case.
Yeah, no, this is called, okay, I got slightly off script. Plan B.
Yep, and good thing, of course, we picked up the cane. The blue cane. Alright, so, outside of the Fire Rod, I don't actually think that there was really too much more of value, just in terms of progression, but, at the what, 18.5-minute mark. That is our first crystal for our runners today. So it's actually, pretty good progress.
Yep, everything is working out for these guys so far. So yeah, we're good. We're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like though quite a bit of divergence here from our runners. PowerToMario with those mid supports basically dove straight into Dark World, not too much on the thought. SlimKirby, on the other hand, taking a little bit extra time, I guess, kind of exploring out in the Light World. Looks like he's going to at least be a bit more thorough, clean up his remaining Light World Sphere 1 checks. In this case, kind of before. Hopefully, maybe expressing some opinions here with his regards to Akina's cave, and then maybe heading on over to the Dark World himself.
Yeah, definitely being thorough there at the beginning. With that Eastern dive that unfortunately didn't pull anything for him. Gonna take a couple of extra checks here. PowerToMario gonna go up to Graveyard Ledge, and this has been a massive location in this tournament so far, so we're going to see if this continues to have great goods today. And, well, I mean, 300 rupees is not something you're going to complain about.
If anyone chooses to give me money, I will never complain.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my rules.
That's a good rule.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good rule.
Yeah. All right, looks like so PowerToMario taking that mirror. Looks like he is opting to do a North Dark World route, taking out a Graveyard Ledge with that newly found mirror that he found in Village of Outcasts. Most likely looks like this is going to be a venture into Skull Woods. All right, SlimKirby kind of because he only has one, a Dark World entry, this is going to be his one entry in. Looks like, though, he wanted to maybe do the village. Maybe this is going to be a slight change of heart, going directly into Skull Woods.
See, I really kind of like this play from a qualifier standpoint, where you're just kind of rush these early Skull Woods checks here. Now, if you're in a one-on-one, maybe you don't do this. Maybe you go, I want to come back here with a fire rod and just kind of single dip it. But I mean, you don't want to kill Moth anyway, because you might find the boots right there.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? I didn't even realize PowerToMario, did Graveyard Ledge, basically walked all down the Village of Outcasts, wants to do South Dark World. But you know what? Donka, if you're out there, be happy, because there is value in the front of Skull Woods, which are the boots in the map chest. Slim, he can dash now to his heart's content.
And well, PowerToMario took, I don't know, pretty close to 30 digs there.
Yeah, that was a lot, yeah.
to get their lamp. So I mean, that is real nice on their side as well. So yeah, we're gonna go through here. We got Slim gonna make their way directly to the back, to the big key chest here of Skull Woods. Find out if this is our second item. Gonna drop a bomb here to open up this other little kind of restock room here, where there usually is a full magic container. We're gonna take a quick look there, and it's still there. Congratulations, we didn't despawn it.
Oh. Yeah, and it was actually quite fortunate, or good magic management on SlimKirby's side to make sure he just has a little sliver of magic left to use the Cane of Samaria. And yes, as you did mention, very careful to make sure that once he really wants that full magic refill for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I will say this for PowerToMario's side here. I mean, having that mirror, I'm a little surprised we haven't gone and picked up the smiths and taken and turn them in here. It feels like that might be something we're going to end up having to redo on our way through the second time.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. So typically, especially doing the smith chain with the mids, fully in logic, but not necessarily the most convenient thing to do if you don't have the mirror, because you got to pick up the smith, you got to save and quit, you got to go all the way back to Kakariko and the light world, but with the mirror, especially, you can just mirror right in front of the blacksmith store.
Yep. I mean, and I mean, this could be also a play where if you decide that this could be I don't want to orphan hammer peg sort of play. I mean, what's happened in a couple of these other races. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, blame anyone for just wanting to make that play there. Hype Cave looks like we got a ether medallion, and That's about it.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, the point about actually not doing, Smith chain maybe, without the hammer, there was actually a qualifier seed that happened, a couple races ago where, well, the hammer pegs in this case was pretty late, and, the hammer pegs in this case had hookshot. So, certainly not going to be, unreasonable in this case.
No, not at all here. But PowerToMario probably making I'd say a pretty reasonable play here, going, well, I just got the mountain into logic with mitts, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
And so that is where they are headed right now.
Yeah, with the lamp, of course, with both claws, only need, of course, one to be, to have the mountain in logic, but, as you just said, right, we've got the mirror, we've got the mitts, and so, we have actually quite a lot of access in Death Mountain. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Slim is actually gonna, with those, okay, that's a pretty good rescue item, would you say, Daze?
Yeah, I would go ahead and take that
you take a flute?
there.
Yeah, I would also, take a flute as well. That's a really nice thing, for the old man to reward you for doing such a kind, good deed to rescue him from the cave.
I mean, massive amounts of knowledge there coming up. And if you get this flute leads you to, a sword on the lumberjack. Well, probably not getting that ever.
And this is actually a good segue into the mode of these qualifiers. In addition to being one of the modes in future rounds of the tournament, which is groups and brackets, is that this is a customized hard item pool. There are 4 source plays, as we just saw, one on lumberjack and the one that our runners both have. They're only going to be capped at tempered. So. We know where 2 swords are. If, in the very likely case that we do not do Agnum for that, 3rd sword, we're gonna have to go find the other 2 if we want to be untempered.
Yeah, and kind of thinking that through there. If we go through the entire game, pretty much the only way that we're gonna end up getting that sword is if we just, like, the other 2 swords are locked on a tablet. I mean, other than that, yeah, like, nobody is going to go out of their way to get that. I mean, that would fit the qualifiers so well in such a way where it's just like, okay, yeah, things are going to be silly, so let's just do it.
Yeah, it's certainly not going to be the first time where, especially in the qualifier, as you just said, right? You're going to have, because you have just so many people in a race, right? Every single time you make a decision, someone else in the race is going to make the opposite decision, right? So you're definitely going to have a ton of divergence and a good amount of spread between runners.
Right, definitely. It's one of those things where a lot of things have gonna change between 76 people, and like there's so much that's gonna go on there, and towards the end we'll be able to find out what things exactly you were supposed to do. Looks like our flippers were located up here in the Tower of Hera there, yeah, so PowerToMario getting a few interesting good items here.
Yeah, no, so both runners, in this case, are following their logical progressions, right? So in this case, SlimKirby decided to dip the front of Skull Woods, found the boots, immediately made his boots checks. Just in this particular case, they weren't, super interesting. Didn't manage to get a flute and activated, but, PowerToMario found the mirror, Village of Outcasts, found, in this case, the lamp from a digging game. Logically speaking, decided to chase it up the mountain. Here in Hera, we've got our next piece of progression, which is certainly hard required flippers, especially since Swamp Palace is a crystal.
Right, we got the hard required flippers there, and what's more is this is kind of both good and bad because it just opened up everything for our runners.
More decisions.
Progression, yay! I got progression, but now is my progression in Ice Palace? Is my progression in Misery Mire? Is my progression in Pod? Which one of these is it? So where's my hammer, game?
These are the great mysteries of Rando days, especially when you have mid-Star World access. You're really looking for that hammer? You know what? We were 5 seconds too early because SlimKirby's just, again, chasing his progression. He's got mitts, he's got the flute, immediately activated, went to Mire Shed, and not only did we find a half-magic replacement, we found the hammer. PowerToMario found the other item here in Hera, which is our 1 bow. Oh, holy cow. Days, I am, overwhelmed by the amount of progression we're seeing on both sides.
Yeah, that's that was a lot of things in about
Like the
A
span
minute?
of 10, yeah, basically. So, so I know we're not even at the 30-minute mark, but Days, what else do we need for go mode? Like, okay, so I did see Quake, which was for Meyer, but Meyer's a pendant, so we may not need that.
We have knowledge of 2 pendants right now. We have knowledge of pendants from not of pendants, of medallions, right? We have SlimKirby's got bombos there. PowerToMario's got ether. PowerToMario gonna make their way over to activate their flute there, and hopefully follows that into Misery Mire. And would be really nice if they walked one screen up north to go and get that get those boots, but you know, we don't really know about that yet.
We're gonna channel the speed aspect, you know, for all of our runners involved, but yes, especially for our restream runners. Hopefully, as we just said, PowerToMario is gonna go to the front of Skull Woods. It's even a really nice, like the easiest check in Skull Woods too is the map chest. Not to have to go around and get a key and then drop into the compass room and then you know get the big key and then go back to the big chest. No. It's just straight map chest boots. We're out.
Right. Yeah, and that would be really nice here. But it looks like we are going to flute away because you know, to be fair, this is a good choice. And looks like first thing is going to be Ice Rod Cave and Flippers checks, which completely makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we get to Mire quickly. And avoid these crabs. That would also be nice if we can avoid these crabs because they are jerks. They do 2 hearts of damage here.
Yeah. And yeah, as part of this hard item set, there is no additional armor upgrades. We are on a green mail for the long haul, and so yeah, there's not going to be any respite from any enemies and their damage.
So yeah, no, you are dealing with this, which you know, I mean, this hard item set that we've got here, it's you don't notice it so much for quite a while. And but then all of a sudden you get into a fight with like Cold Stare or Vidi.
Yes, those, you know, it's amazing what the game expects you know, to do when, you know, they said, well, Ice Palace, you know, here's some blue mail for you, and then it just, for some reason, the game's like, okay, you must have blue mail by this point. We're just gonna make things a little bit harder for you. And you know, when they say a little, they mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, both of those bosses hit like trucks. I mean, we're not even talking about Ganon. I mean, Ganon hugs on green mail pretty much kill.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I mean, they pretty much kill you. I mean, it's, I forget how many hearts it is. I want to say it's 12 hearts, or it's some ridiculous amount of hearts. It's just don't do it.
Yeah, and especially, you know, since the but this also this health pool, the vast majority of your health is going to come from heart pieces, and it's also going to be kind of like slow progression. So I mean, it certainly does depend on, you know, how much of the seed you end up completing, how many checks you end up making. But honestly, like the amount of health that you're probably going to go into Ganon, you know, with is not going to be, you know, that much more.
Okay, it's 8 hearts. Okay, I remember it was some multiple of 4, and I wanted to say it was a bigger number than that. It always
always feels very scary. You know what else is really scary? The fact that SlimKirby is here up in Thieves Town Attic, and you know, you said crabs do 2 hearts of damage. You know, these crickets also do 2 hearts of damage.
And he didn't get their health refill either from the heart piece there. Heart piece not being a friend. But so most importantly there, now Slim was able to go ahead and bomb open the floor. So worst case scenario here, if you die at this point, you don't have to come back to the attic. So
yeah, and I will say that you know we do I would say are very, you know, favorable towards boots, but you know, this actually case, you know, boots with the sword especially is actually very good defensively in Thieves Town, just because you are able to dash through, and then, you know, in some of the like the iframes that you potentially hit the crickets with, it's actually just a little bit of safety for you. So you in this case actually won't take any damage. Much better actually than you kind of, you know, you saw Slim kind of, you know, slashing and spinning, you know, around in that Thieves Town ad because you couldn't really, you know, you couldn't dash away.
Right. Now, PowerToMario taking a little bit of extra time there, coming all the way down to Zora's Ledge to grab another, heart piece there. It's sitting at, looks like 7, if I'm seeing that right there on his side. So a few heart pieces there. SlimKirby gets the health refill. He's now at 7 hearts.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's like, you know, we were watching him, you know, in one-hit KO mode up in the attic, and we did have the heartbeats of encouragement to, you know, to help him keep going, but he was also in one-hit KO mode in the basement as well. You know, I'm really glad he's basically willing to, or able to go into blind with a full health in this case. Dying at Thieves Town is really not fun. You know, especially when you have the maiden, you gotta, you know, get her again, and it's just a long ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, you want to avoid it if at all possible here. So SlimKirby going to go through their blind fight here. Unfortunately, it looks like immediately has gotten off script. Got the red cane out for a little bit of help here. Now, blind is another one of these bosses where you're like, okay, I can handle this. This is fine. And then this starts happening and things go crazy. But oh man, SlimKirby with that cane of Samaria there.
Yeah, he dealt with it, you know, really well. You know, so especially, you know, for the third phase, you know, when, as you said, blind starts going crazy. We've got two other heads shooting fireballs at you all the time. But, you know, Slim did actually do a really good job. Not only avoiding damage, but also, you know, some pretty well-placed Mario blocks there.
Yeah, slid through that without any problem. I mean, that was a pretty little fight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time to kind of go and, I mean, clean up a little bit here. We're gonna get our answer on hammer pegs real fast from SlimKirby. He's gonna dash through all of these with a nice
satisfying
hammer inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it feels great.
Yeah, and so of course, you know what.
It's a good sound too.
I know.
Just that
yeah, it is. It is oddly satisfying, but it just feels so good in order to do it. All right.
That's just the bloopy. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you did mention this earlier, right? So we do have 4 bottles placed. We already have our 1 bottle in inventory. But at this point, all the remaining bottles do turn into blue rupee. So we actually don't know at this point if it's a real blue rupee or if it's actually a bottle that used to be there. So.
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys with that Uncle Start, since they got that glove from Sick Kid right now, they might be feeling good about where they are at this point. It's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, if I'm SlimKirby, I'm feeling fantastic right now with boots and everything. I to be completely honest, if I'm SlimKirby, I'm going to immediately here pretty soon be very interested in what's up in Turtle Rock, like with mitts and glove and everything. And once you get to Hype Game, he picks up that ether. I feel like that's got to be your next play.
True. Yeah, that's true. Because, you know, we haven't been up to Dark Death Mountain yet. You know, without, in this case, the hammer or the hook shot. Couldn't really have much more access, you know, to the mountain than what we kind of already saw on PowerToMario side, which was basically just Hera, because we're kind of locked on the west side. But yeah, you just mentioned, you know, so we've got, in this case, soon SlimKirby, assuming he goes all the way to Hype Cake, he's gonna have 2 medallions to his name, another pretty increased chance to be able to get into Turtle Rock, and look at the rest of what we have. You know, we've got Dark Death Mountain, we've got Cane, we've got Cane of Samaria, we've got Fire Rod, Ice Rod, Hammer. You know, what else would we possibly need, you know, potentially in order to enter Turtle Rock and beat it?
Yeah, that is a good point. Now, I mean, you have to do hammer Trinex, and not everybody is comfortable with doing hammer Trinex.
That is also a good point.
it is not a fun fight because like we're talking about damage tables and, you know, things really hurting with green mail. Trinex is one of those that really hurts with green mail if you get hit by him. All right,
Yeah, I was gonna say PowerToMario looks like he was maybe potentially setting up for a quick kill. Looks like he actually took a little bit of a damage earlier. So unfortunately, Armos is gonna get away from him just a little bit. But, you know, we've got plenty of arrows to our name. Speaking of arrows, SlimKirby looks like he actually did remember, you know, before kind of heading off to the rest of the South Dark World, there are gonna be a couple errands that he'd like to pick up. Now, namely, you know, we did get the silvers from the library, which, of course, one team Bishop pick up Tippo from Moldorm. You know, Eastern Palace Armos is going to be, you know, cakewalk for him, but also going to do the Smith.
Right, and you know, if you ended up having to do a Vidi fight, that will be
that's
Vidi
true.
super trivial. Also, you got to go with we don't know where our swords yet are, so Ganon. I like silvers for Ganon. I really do.
You know, especially if you are just only with a Master Sword dropping into Ganon, silvers are pretty dang nice.
Yeah. And good news for PowerToMario here. We're in the right side of the right area of the world here. We're gonna come in. We're gonna pick up our hammer. We're gonna pick up a little magic container that is taking the place of half magic. And then he's got a couple of new checks here. So we're gonna find out real quick if boots are required for this seed. As we see, purple chest not having anything for SlimKirby.
Yeah, it looks like the entire smith chain in this case wasn't really, you know, that I guess profitable in this case. But you know, at least, you know, again, 2 more checks. You know, and it's actually, you know, done pretty quickly. You know, with the flute in the mirror.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things that, you know, you can it's a qualifier thing. I mean, smiths are not fun to do anytime.
That is 100% true. But yeah, again, right, as you said, you know, and chances are, you know, especially smith chain is something that is a lot of runners also would like to do smith chain or do smith chain. So, you know, again, you know, is this going to be a risk that you're willing to take? You know, basically going kind of against the grain, right? You know, you could spend the extra, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute to kind of do something that everyone else is doing, or do you kind of take that risk and do something else, right? Do you want to increase more variance for yourself in a qualifier? Kind of up to you.
Yeah, don't if you can.
Yeah. I am taking good notes from, you know, from you, Days.
Ooh. Okay, so now we got a really interesting desert palace in here. So we've got a small key on the torch. We've got a big key though in the map chest. So Desert Palace is completable, but not in logic without the boots here. So, I mean, this is probably not a big deal for PowerToMario, but it does mean that there is a possibility something is locked on the right side that they really need. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things that we're gonna find out later exactly which way this is gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and you know, certainly every runner certainly does appreciate, you know, the logic, and it certainly could be very useful to try and kind of figure out maybe, you know, should I kind of go over to this area? Should I go over to that area? SlimKirby right now is getting kind of bodied here by these ropas, so he says enough is enough. I'm going to just hammer you to death. But yeah, but in this case, you know, I kind of feel bad for PowerToMario just because, you know, we know from SlimKirby's side that the boots are just in the front of Skullwoods, right? And I think probably at this point, you know, he's kind of passed them, you know, I don't know, a couple times already. And it's just, you know, again, also being a desert, you know, all these like really long, nice hallways that you can just use the boots for, right?
That's what they designed this dungeon for.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's a nice long hallway that is really slow to walk down, but if you press this one button, you can run down it.
Yeah, that's right. The A button. Oh, all right. So I think that's actually full knowledge of our swords. You know, I want to say that I think chat also was confirming that another sword was on Bumper Ledge. So one was a very early game. One is we've seen on Lumberjack. We saw another one on Bumper Ledge, and then now SlimKirby just picked up his Master Sword from Catfish. What terrible locations for swords, Days.
Those are awful. Those are awful. Well, I guess for these guys, I guess we're gonna have to hope at this point. So yeah, because that cape, God knows where that sucker's gonna be. And to be honest with you, if you get that cape in GT, that's gonna lead to a very interesting question for yourself. Do you want to do like you've got probably have silvers? You probably have silvers. Is it worth going to get the third thing? If you don't have silvers, I mean.
Well, I mean, so okay. So silvers are in the library, and I think in this case, like, you know, PowerToMario hasn't actually done like basically any of the smith chain. So you know, maybe he's just kind of waiting. Well, actually, he doesn't also have boots either, so he can't get them. But maybe eventually, when he go gets boots, he gets silver. So I'm willing to say that maybe most of the runners will have silvers, but you really do bring up, you know, a great point. You know, if you can get, you know, Tempered save so much time on Ganon, it actually might be worth it to actually go back down. I don't know. Also, maybe depends on how comfortable you are with Master Sword Ganon, because you know, again, you know, a lot of runners can put a lot of practice into Master Sword Ganon, but well, as part of the hard item set, no green mail. One bottle comes empty, you know, so are you okay kind of like on this loadout in order to take down Ganon with only Master Sword? Magic is certainly going to be an issue in terms of management as well.
There's a whole lot of qualifications that go into all of these, you know, all of these decisions that these runners are got to make. Now, like one of the biggest things you got to do is decide exactly what can you handle. I mean, that's one of these things that comes with experience. Like, when you get a little, the more you play the game, the more kind of dumb things that you've come across in the game, and the more dumb things that you can handle. Because the game doesn't care about, you know, your execution being maybe not on the top. It's just going to throw stuff at you, and it's going to tell you to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
this game is certainly not known necessarily for being kind and gentle.
I mean, half the time that people watch this game is just to be like, ah, ha, ha, game did silly thing to the runner. So, you know, SlimKirby about to pick up their bow off of here. So bow and silvers for SlimKirby immediately going to be kind of nice for sure. PowerToMario though, as quietly, I mean, maybe too quietly from our side. There's already up to 4 crystals, working on their 5th already here.
Yeah, this is. I was gonna say, yeah, this actually is, you know, pretty steady, you know, and efficient progression, right? You mentioned, you know, actually, you bring up a very good point, especially looking at the scoreboard, right? PowerToMario has 4 crystals, you know, versus SlimKirby's 2. And as you said, here being in Pod, we've got the lamp from Dig Game, we've got the bow from Moldorm that we just saw SlimKirby pick up, we've got the hammer from Myershed, right? I mean, you know, we're maybe you know, short, you know, a sword or so, but you know, this is again another fully clearable crystal that he's going to be able to claim very shortly.
Right, and what's more here is, I mean, you gotta. This is one of those times where you start almost thinking about what are the other runners in the seed doing, because this seed has been generous.
Yes, minus the source, but I mean in terms of like actual progression stuff. But yeah, like it has been quite kind.
Well, that's the question becomes: Am I on a jet seed? Oh God, am I on a jet seed? And have I not caught the jet seed? Because one of the worst things that could happen to you in a qualifier is running into a jet seed that you don't jet.
You're yes, it is actually quite an unfortunate feeling, especially when you're in the middle of the race too, right? You kind of like realize that you know you potentially are adjusting, and that you are maybe behind where everyone else is. So it's not a great feeling.
Speaking of jet seed, there was one thing left that we were needing to find, and PowerToMario just found that's our hook shot. So missing, not knowing yet what we know about Turtle Rock, which SlimKirby is going to give us that information pretty quickly. We might be in go mode.
Yeah, this is, you know, so surprising. Right, so, and of course, from SlimKirby's side, we do know, in this case, the 4th sword is located at Catfish. You know, PowerToMario, not quite in, you know, go mode quite yet, just because he is still looking for that 2nd sword, but this is, you know, this could be, like, this could turn out to be quite the fast seed.
Yeah, and this is where you start wondering about everybody else, because
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
you know, like if you're here, you're starting to go, when did everybody else get here? I need to move fast, and let's take a quick stock here. We've got 8 hearts on PowerToMario's side. We've got 9 hearts on SlimKirby's side. We've got Bombo Stint or Turtle Rock. So this is 100% completable on SlimKirby's side. Now for PowerToMario, it does kind of look like he's going to have a slight advantage. He'll be able to do Turtle Rock last. I'm kind of expect SlimKirby to jump into Turtle Rock right now, and just complete it looking for hookshot.
Yeah, looks like though maybe he wants to check out the first chest that is logically available through the boots in Hookshot Cave and probably Super Bunny Cave. You know, maybe for all he knows. Actually, no, I think maybe you've seen all 4 swords on his side, so not actually necessarily sure what could kind of help him in this case. But maybe he just wants to kind of make these checks before diving into Turtle Rock.
Well, let's see what he does here. Got to get these Super Bunny chests here. We know that these aren't going to be useful, but at this point, I think if you're one of the runners, if you pick up heart pieces or you pick up a heart container or two here, you're going to be like, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point as well. That's right. Yeah, you just mentioned, right? We're kind of sitting on, like 8 or 9 hearts, each. So, okay, that might sound like a big number, but it's a big single-digit number. And again, SlimKirby is going to go into Turtle Rock. I'm pretty sure most things hit for 4 hearts at a time. No, it's one thing to think that, oh, I've got, 8 hearts, 9 hearts. It's kind of another thing to say, I'm in 2-hit KO mode type of thing.
I mean, it's a hard decision here because you're gonna run into say like this first pokey hallway and stuff like that. Those pokies they occasionally will send off their little puff balls firing across the room and right into you, and on green mail, congratulations, you just lost 4 hearts. So like things can go bad in this dungeon. Hopefully for these guys, it won't. I mean, because they're motoring through the game. Quite honestly, Seed is being kind, and they're doing really well with this. We've already got PowerToMario on their way back to Helmasaur, so things going well.
I would also like to congratulate SlimKirby for remembering that he does not have the hookshot, so therefore he actually went down and is actually taking the correct route, as opposed to muscle memorying going up, and it's like, oh no, I went the wrong way, and then have to start all over.
All right, PowerToMario into their Helmasaur fight. Gonna hold the sword out in front of them there, give themselves a little bit of extra distance on their hammer strikes here. Also kind of protect yourself just a little bit. Lookalikes, unfortunately, not having silvers here, we're going to have to go with the good old 8 regular arrow shots to this. Getting a little nervous there.
Yeah, the first, set of arrows that actually landed, were actually pretty good. So yeah, got a little bit shaky, but, certainly finished very strong. It does take 8 arrow shots in this case, to take down Helmasaur in phase 2. But just like that, Dazed, he's on crystal number 5.
Yeah, no, I know. That's great. I'm actually very surprised that a couple of those fireballs from Helmasaur just seemed to miss him somehow. Yeah. I was like, oh, good job, bud.
Yeah, I mean, and especially, for maybe those of you who kind of run NMG, we do have a little bit of extra hearts, but, how brutal, Helmasaur can be. It is, and it's so many runs, take down so many runners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Helmasaur is one of those things there. It's your welcome to the dark world. In this, it's like you're running through. It's like, oh, this game's super easy. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then you run into Helmasaur, and he just charges you. He pins you into the corner, and you're like, and I'm dead.
Yep. Good lesson to learn, I guess, or at least early on in Dark Worlds. Right, and so after clearing out Palace of Darkness, PowerToMario is just gonna, he's like, I'm gonna go do the second crystal dungeon now, of the Dark World, which of course happens to be Swamp Palace in this case. With the hook shots, this is gonna be another fully clearable crystal dungeon for him. It's gonna be basically crystal dungeon number 6. After this.
I mean, everything's going his way except for those god awful swords.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so what can we help him? So he needs to go to Catfish, basically for the second sword that we saw SlimKirby pick up. If he happens to find a cape up here, he can grab it off a bumper ledge, which I'm pretty sure he did see, because he did do like Graveyard Ledge already. So he doesn't know, I think, the 4th sword in Lumberjack. I don't remember him checking that. But yes, the sword right now is what will make him probably the happiest.
Yeah. I mean, PowerToMario right now in a really good position, but the thing is this kind of goes in. He is a kind of a newer runner, so like what he is comfortable with might not be the same as like maybe what a lot of people have seen from maybe like a well, let's throw out the world record holder and current number 1 seed in this in the qualifiers.
You mean the person who crushed the last qualifier with a 13-minute lead?
Yeah, Aries Aries kind of ridiculous there. So like if PowerToMario was basically running in the same level as Airy right now, yeah, 100% charge everything. Everything's good. We just fly through the rest of the game. But I mean, when you're a newer runner, you kind of got to know where you are there. Maybe not as experienced, and just kind of you might not be so comfortable about running into Turtle Rock without an additional sword, or running into GT with only fighter sword and hoping. So, man, like at some point, it's gonna kind of come into. Got to come into thought of exactly how aggressive do you want to be here? Because, I mean, for PowerToMario, this has gone well.
Yeah, his routing, again, as you just said, outside of probably the sword situation, has gone incredibly favorably. And you know what? And he happens in this case to just logically follow the correct set of items in this case. Found his Dark World access pretty early with the mitts. Found the mirror, decided to chase that up Hera because we didn't have much else. Found in this case the flippers and the bow. Both in Tower of Hera, went to Pod, found his hook shot, right? And here we are in Swamp. We're basically with like everything, right?
Right, and so things are kind of going really well. And what's kind of interesting for PowerToMario, he just decided, you know what? I am not checking anything. I am not going to go left side. I am just going directly to this. As we find Quake on Laser Bridge, and SlimKirby unfortunately running out of magic there for just a little bit. So we're gonna play everyone's favorite game of, all right, I got to try to get to this last chest without any magic. How's my boot skips going?
So I guess, also I'm not sure if, he almost made it. I guess, for what it's worth, this particular chest, like the bottom one here and the top one, I think you can actually get through iframes if you just kind of like fall into the pit, and then I think you have enough time to make it to the chest. In this particular case, it looks like he didn't actually need it. Decided to take a death warp out anyway, just because, you probably want as much health as you're going to get once you start facing Trinex.
Yeah, true. The top one on Laser Bridge you can get to without any trouble there. That one's if you throw yourself into the pit, your iframes, you got tons of time. It's as free as can be. But the bottom one, it's a little bit tighter. All right, so we're PowerToMario. We're gonna go with completely understandable. We're just gonna go and hit Argus here with a good old menu boss fight, which with fighter sword, honestly, there's not a huge difference.
And especially in this case, if this is something that you are comfortable with, I recommend that you just go with it.
Oh boy, SlimKirby not having a bit of a moment here. Don't even think. This is gonna be what happens there, unfortunately. Now this is a good thing for SlimKirby that they went ahead and opened up the safety door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mentioned before, right? One of things that kind of come with experience is knowing what you're comfortable with. And in this case, if you especially are maybe a little bit shaky, I want to say let's say on a pretty dangerous Trinex fight, because you only have the hammer, you have the Master Sword, not a lot of other safeties. Take the extra 35 to 45 seconds to open the safety door and take it, versus like the 2 minutes or whatever that you have to basically climb all the way back here.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, I to be honest, I think even in qualifiers that I'm feeling very comfortable in, I'm very likely to go ahead and take that just in case something goes wrong. Because Trinex can go wrong very easily, as we are into crystal number 6 there for PowerToMario. There takes down Argus and is at 6 crystals under an hour.
That is so, and no boots, by the way, either, right? I mean, we know the boots are in the front of the Skull Woods, but I mean, like, the fact that we do actually have, on PowerToMario's side, 6 crystals under the hour mark, I would say is pretty dang impressive.
Oh, Slim's got to be careful here. That's a lot of ice on the ground. Okay, come on, Slim, you got this. Oh, too many fire shots.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he needs to go ahead and he was going to need to take a death there anyway. Unfortunately, he was going to be too low on magic. Now, PowerToMario. Okay, I'm liking what he's doing here. He's actually taking a little extra time to go ahead and pick up the big bomb. If he routes this all the way up to Catfish, he's going to get a sword and be extremely happy.
Yeah, this could be certainly very promising. Maybe he'll even get a cape out of Pyramid Fairy. Who knows? The luck could be on our side.
Yeah, I mean, you get a cape there out of Pyramid Fairy. You kept going up to Catfish and get your thing there. At that point, you know, you go, well, I didn't find boots, but at the same time, life isn't bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's try number 3 for SlimKirby here. Looks like he's actually, learning from some of his previous fights. And at least the second round, he is, trying to position himself a little bit better to not get a ricochet from the hammer.
Man,
oh no!
that ice rod, that ice rod.
Oh, the heads just keep moving. It is a really, really rough fight.
Yeah, I mean the way that you're looking to do something like that is you've got to try to go ahead and there is a stun lock you can get on that first firehead, right? You walk in, you hit him immediately with that with the ice rod there to kind of get in there, and then you've got to try to get your 3 hammer hits in there as quickly as you can, and it's tight. The timing is tight. Like you have to have a little bit. If you mess up the timing even a little bit, what's going to happen is you're going to go from a kind of 2 ice rod hit on that firehead to needing 3, and that's when things can get real tight. And one of the big things here is this is really where you notice the magic difference. The magic difference is the biggest issue, because it's like, oh, you'd come in with bottles and fighter bottles and half magic, and then it's like, well, okay, so if I missed them the first time, it's no big deal. But when you're doing it on 1 bar of magic, it's a big deal.
1 bar of magic and no potions, right? No real safeties. Yeah, it's certainly going to be a lot more pressure. And again, it's not. And playing in a qualifier race with 70 some other people, you're probably also going to be thinking about. There's going to be a little bit more added extra pressure versus maybe just playing to see casually. Holy cow! How did SlimKirby not get hit when he was with Kiki?
Matrix level deeks right
yeah,
there.
that was some very impressive evasion tactics there.
Unfortunately, PowerToMario not doing Catfish where his second sword is going to be. Did the front of escape, so is going to go into Turtle Rock. Does have a blue potion in their pocket. So, I mean, good. Bad news is that there's a very good chance he's going to clear, assuming we get through Turtle Rock without any problem. That's going to be a full clear GT basement.
Yeah,
looking for a sword.
Looking for a sword, and right. I don't actually know if we. So okay, so I think he has seen Bumper Ledge. So if he does find a cape, potentially that is afterwards, after he clears out GT and the it could be a potential location for him. To go to, but yeah, I think you're right, Days. It is probably looking like a full clear, at least the basement in this case.
True. I mean, he'll probably full clear the entire thing. I mean, it's 27 checks in GT.
Right.
We're gonna see all 27.
Right. No, that's actually true. For all this stuff, because he hasn't seen the one on Lumberjack, he hasn't seen the one at Catfish. So why can't there be a sword in GT somewhere, including the big chest in this case?
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, and the thing is he's not going to be the only runner to have that happen. Like quite a few runners are probably going to get through this and likely only have fighter sword, because there hasn't been a reason to go to Catfish in this scene. Like you got all of the items you needed for Go mode, and there's always a sword in GT, and there's always a sword in Swamp. And today there's not a sword in GT, and there's not a sword in Swamp, so there's going to be more than a few runners who get through this game and hit sword mode and then just go, what?
Exactly. Where am I searching for? And I guess for what it's worth, maybe this is going to be one of those seeds that potentially could reward some qualifier safe strategies, right? Maybe one of the reasons in this case that SlimKirby decided to go visit Catfish. It is, arguably one of the slowest checks in the game. But this is a qualifier, right? Maybe he thinks it's worth it to spend the extra, minute, right? Just in case something this. In this case, it actually paid off, very handsomely. I would rather personally go take the minute to go visit Catfish than, full clear in the entire basement GT. That's
Yeah, no, if you know, then of course. But we'll see what exactly happens here. I mean, I guess this is what's kind of we were Slim,
nice
just break the block, buddy. But I guess at some point here we probably should mention both of these runners right now currently are below the 128 cutoff for the main tournament, and we are going to be there, and so I guess this is where we have to talk about like where we've got the secondary tournament there, which we kind of has been dubbed the Challenge Cup. And that tournament in of itself is a great place that if you want to get into racing this game at all, that is a great place to make your start. I started there 4 years ago, and I was showing you this Clear Mouse just a little while ago, just the names that were in that tournament right now that are some of the top names in Rando right now. Like it was hilarious kind of looking back at that and going like, oh hi Relkin, oh hi Lin, oh hi there Walther and Wall Kicks and Frostbite and all of these people that, if you're familiar with racing this game at all, were in the Challenge Cup ages ago. And man, it's funny to see that that's where pretty much everybody makes their start.
All great runners, regardless of where they are today, had to start somewhere. And Challenge Cup in this case, right, is actually, as you just said, a very, very nice place to be able to start. And yeah, and looking back, like you were also part of the Challenge Cup days, and look at where you are today. Like it's just, like I said, everybody has to start somewhere. And I will also like to, I think, another name is Ravis, who I believe actually got a 58 in the very first qualifier of the main tournament. So yeah,
Yeah, he was in that.
These are pretty good.
I mean, so many things there, and this is where, like, yeah, and this is where you can kind of see PowerToMario not particularly comfortable with going into Hammer Fighter Sword Trinex. So he's deciding, you know what? Nah. He went through Death Mountain, both dark side and light side, decided I am not touching it, and has now gonna make their way in here and get these boots, and probably gonna not be super excited about that as SlimKirby takes down Helmasaur over there on their side.
Yeah, so certainly you can see quite a bit of difference between the power of the silver arrows versus the power of the regular arrows that we saw PowerToMario do. Still, did a pretty very commendable job to take down Helmasaur with just the wooden arrows. Certainly going to be very easier, on SlimKirby's side with just a single one.
Yeah, and from here, I guess now Slim kind of it's decision time here. Okay, so you're gonna have some potions. You're gonna have a lot of other advantages. I suppose we just gonna hit go mode, or are we gonna be opening more chests?
Yeah, you're well, like. Oh, are you gonna probably do it potentially for a cape? Like, I think he does know where all the swords are.
Yeah,
and he does have silvers, so.
I mean, we're gonna see it in Swamp. That's where we're gonna see it. Like you're gonna check probably the flooded room and the waterfall room.
Yeah.
There, just because they're on the way, and so of course you're gonna do it.
And yeah, and you're also not on the mountain quite yet, right? You find the cape in Swamp, right? You can actually probably just go quickly grab a tempered sword. It's like the real probably question is like you find the cape I think you mentioned this earlier, right? You find the cape in GT or something like that, right? And then it's like, do you go back off the mountain, for that tempered sword? Like that's kind of when it gets a little bit shakier.
Rip going the wrong direction here on PowerToMario's side. Yeah. There, it's like you wanted to keep going right there, bud. But so we're going down to cat. We're gonna go down. We're gonna do our Smith chain, which is not really gonna get what you wanted there. That's gonna not work.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be a mirror bonk. Unfortunately, just a little bit of extra time. But I think after he ended up finding the boots in Skull Woods, I'll probably remember that. Oh yeah, I did see the silvers here on library, so that might have been maybe a little bit more incentive to come down here.
Yeah, I mean these are for a newer runner. Silver arrows are one of the best things.
Silver arrows are great. You can't change my mind on that.
No. I mean, I've been running this game, like I probably mentioned at this point, for like 4 or 5 years now, and every time I get silver arrows on Ganon, I take a deep sigh of relief, just because it's like, oh sweet, now I don't have to worry about torch glitch and my trident spins and every other little dumb thing that is hard to do. I can just hit Ganon with a sword and then shoot him with a couple of arrows. All right, so that's what crystal number 4 for SlimKirby over there, and it is time to pull out our flute and go clean up a couple of other things.
Yeah, of course, with the hook shot, that he ended up picking up in Pod, Swamp Palace, of course, wide open too. We did see PowerToMario, dip in there a little bit earlier. Looks like, though, the first stop is going to be Desert Palace, with the mirror, with some pretty good equipment, silver arrows, fire rod, just to basically needs to claim out this crystal. And I guess we're going to see, in this case, if SlimKirby wants to try and do right side desert. We definitely did not see this on PowerToMario's side, but he also didn't have boots. So, going to be another indication of whether or not he, SlimKirby basically believes since he's in like true go mode, right, as opposed to maybe checking a couple things along the way.
Yeah. What do you want to do here? Do you want to go all the way over? Because I can't remember if Landmo had an item or not. Okay, so PowerToMario back on the mountain, and it looks like with the silvers. I mean, I imagine this is going to be a Turtle Rock dip. Because I don't know. Or are we gonna go to Spike Cave?
Yeah,
Spike Cave. This looks like a Spike Cave route.
Yeah, it's Turtle Rock. You typically keep going right, and going through one of the Dark World portals. But looks like, yeah, this might be a Spike Cave play. And this might be a Turtle Rock play, just a different way of going up the mountain.
keep keeping us on our toes. I like it. I like it. Let's keep us on our toes here.
Yeah, but that Dead Rock, man, and he did not want PowerToMario to keep going on the right side.
Yeah, Dead Rocks. Just pull out Quake and let him know who's boss.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do there.
But Quake is a Turtle Rock laser bridge. He doesn't have it, unfortunately.
Okay, go get Quake from Turtle Rock laser bridge.
Revenge. Got it. Okay.
And do it then. That's the plan.
Got it. Actually, speaking of Quake, this just reminded me, we actually haven't seen Powder yet either. Not that, it's Powder does, open up something that is, for logical Magic Bat, but also, especially for, newer run in terms of safety, that is a really, really nice safety in order to have.
Not even newer runners, just anybody.
Yeah, any runners, you're right. I don't even need to qualify that. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, give me Powder, please. I mean, I'll take Powder, I'll take silver arrows, I'll take a butter sword if you can give it to me, but unfortunately not in this tournament. Alright, Slim gonna go for his third Landmo kill here. Gets him. Well done there. So that's gonna be crystal number 5 over on Slim's side with 2 items locked on the right side, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think you're right, because it was a small key on the torch. It was a big key in the map chest, and a compass here. And a map, I think, the big chest.
I want to say it was a map in the big chest, yeah. But we'll see here. So Slim saying, nah, I'm good. And fluting away, probably going to go clear swamp at this point, I imagine. And then it's going to be probably another fight with Trinex.
Presumably, if he hasn't used his blue potion by now, he'll probably, make a quick stop over to the potion shop before heading up the mountain. I think, maybe one of the things that I think one of the first things he ended up doing right after he left Trinex for the final time was he went to go buy a potion. Certainly something that is will be very useful for him going into that fight.
Oh yeah, completely. Like you're gonna want all the help you can get, all the safeties that you could possibly get for that. And I guess we'll we're gonna see how they do eventually once we get back there. Right now, PowerToMario making their way down to Trinex. They're gonna have to make their way carefully through this, sitting on 13 hearts, which is better than the 8 hearts that we were on a minute ago. So this is still time here. I mean, Catfish has our sword. Aga has another sword.
Lumberjack has her sword, and
they can't even do Aga yet. That's the thing. They can't do Aga yet.
Dude, you're right. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. Yeah, Aga requires another sword or the cape. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. Oh my gosh, that's so awful. Yeah,
PowerToMario, they're scared the crap out of me with that one chain jump dodge there. I was like, oh, you're gonna get eaten, and nah, he was fine.
At least not one hit KO mode. We do have 5 hearts on PowerToMario's side. Certainly a couple more hearts wouldn't hurt, but Chops only quote unquote, do 4 hearts of damage. So at least he wouldn't have died outright. But you definitely don't want to be in that position. Because the danger part is that there are 2 Chops and they can do 4 hearts of damage per head. So you again, technically not in a one-hit KO mode, but you don't really want to take that risk in that room.
No. You want very. Oh, thanks, Spooky.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and so a common tactic to try to get out of the buddy form a little bit faster is to try to just take a little bit of a damage boost. But again, 5 hearts of damage, not something you really want to be doing right now. Just better to wait out a couple extra seconds.
Yeah, you want to get to this. You want to get to this. I guess not safety door. You want to go ahead and go all the way to. you want to get all the way to the laser eye door there. Once you get there, you're gonna take a deep breath. Yeah, and Chad pointing out a good point here. Slim actually does have the ability to go and beat Aga right now. Just do you want to go and take a 5 minute break to go climb Aga Tower in the knowledge that you're gonna get Tempered Sword out of it? Or are you gonna gamble that eventually? Oh, yes, stupid bomb! What are you doing?
Oh my god, dude! Okay, alright, everything's fine. PowerToMario has survived somehow through Laser Eye exit, and he is safely in. Going to go check the cave for a sword.
Come on, cape. Come on. Wait, no, there is no cape here. We've seen it on SlimKirby's side. That's right. Never mind. Come on, heart piece.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, like, when PowerToMario decided to face the laser eyes and he was only on 4 hearts, that was an incredibly scary moment. Alright, so okay, we got a heart container, actually one of, I think, 4 in the item pool, so it's certainly going to be, 4 times as better as a heart container. Maybe. In this case, unfortunately, it wasn't Sank hearts, so he will only get one extra heart of a refill, but you know what? In this case, that 5th heart is a monumental boost, because he basically is no longer in one-hit KO mode.
Right.
Oh, cool. All right, thanks. Chat reminding us that it was Sank heart on Pyramid Ledge. Good to know. Didn't realize there was an extra heart container or refill there. Oh.
Yeah, so that also means we're not going to be able to get just a free refill at some point here. All right, Slim, couple of times there, finally gets him.
I got silver arrows, putting in the work for us here today.
Okay, and gonna see a couple of guys there. We are gonna make our way through this little super fun roller coaster room. Look at the 2 hearts we've got.
Oh my gosh! She just barely managed to take damage. Alright, so we're back to full magic. He's got the blue cane out. He made it to the safety refill station. He's definitely gonna get through this room on 3 hearts and some amount of magic. Alright, okay, jeez. Alright, blue cane out, I'm hoping he's gonna take the safety door. Now, he does have a blue potion, to his name, but you have to live to use it first.
All right. Yeah. No. Okay. Everything is fine. Now,
Everything is
if we
fine.
die, it doesn't matter. All right. Now, if everything dies, everything is completely okay. The world is still sunny and beautiful. We're fine.
In Dark World, you know, where we can't see the sun at all, inside a dungeon that we have basically no light source for. Got it.
Well, okay. If you want to be picky about it, you're right.
You're right. You're right. We're supposed to be optimistic, sunny. Yeah. PowerToMario just found Quake off of Laser Bear, so he can all take now his full revenge on the Dead Rocks if he so chooses.
Which is the most important thing that he could do at this point. Trinex is just trivial at this point. Not at all hard, and this is gonna be hard. This is not a fun fight for PowerToMario here. We're about to head over to our friend and yours, Trinex, and man, here we go. This is a fighter sword Trinex, so we're gonna be pulling out this hammer, and it's gonna take quite a few hits. We've got the potion as well. So yeah, here we go.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, then probably the biggest point in this case, as you just said, is we do in this actually have a blue potion, you know, so we will have an extra magic bar to work with.
He's got the setup here pretty well though. He's got the down setups there. Did he get the first head down? Nope, not quite there. So he didn't get the third hit on that first phase down, but gonna get this head down, dodges the actual like dangerous head. And now this is looking good.
Yeah, this is actually, yeah, you're right. Okay, so down to 5 hearts. He can take one more hit from the head. Not in one hit KO mode quite yet. Looks like he is going to try and take out the rest of this head on 1 bar of magic. Oh, not quite. In this case, thank you, potion.
Yep, you're gonna use that blue potion there, and so okay, was able to stun the other one here, having much more luck than
this looks
SlimKirby did. Yeah, so he's gonna be through here. It looks like now, as long as he can can get through this next part here. This next part is dangerous.
Don't sleep on Trinex. Never sleep on Trinex.
Right, because yeah, he will eat your lunch if you're not careful. Like
just like that. It was already 4 hearts, just kind of like nicked him, right? 4 hearts already gone. Certainly, it's gonna be like the easier of the phases between Trinex, but you know, in this case, PowerToMario using that potion very well gets through Trinex. Fighter sword, you know, and hammer.
Yeah, that was a great fight there. That was a great fight on PowerToMario's side there. So that is 7 crystals. Unfortunately,
7 crystals. You know, and fighters. Okay, so I do see a bunch of numbers in chat. Any indication for what this potentially means, Days?
Well, this is gonna. I think we're kind of half playing a big key guessing game here, where you put a number between 1 and 22, where you hope the big key is gonna be, and if you're right, then we say your name on chat, and you get to cheer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah, that's true. You know, and you did mention something potentially about, you know, we are. I was like, is he just pausing, or maybe he didn't quite go far enough? All right. We're just gonna take one little step over to the left. We're gonna, you know, activate and open up GT here. You know, just giving a chat a little bit longer time to, you know, to get your guesses in before we start the search for that GT big key.
All right, well, and we got SlimKirby in for his Trinex fight there. All right, gonna go for it. Got this thing, and he's going for the bottom strats here.
Yeah,
a little short on that. 2 hits there.
And of course, you know, this looks, you know, a lot already better than kind of some of his previous attempts. And he's got the blue potion here to, you know, to do as a safety. Still 4.5 hearts. That extra half heart. He is not in 1-hit KO mode. All right. Oh, nice. Just barely stunned, you know, just in time for the blue head in order to prevent the ice from coming out.
PowerToMario doing tile room first.
Very, very interesting.
That's a play right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Slim. He is really taking down the chances here. Holy cow! All right, Trinex phase 1 is down for Slim. He is on half a heart, the most valuable half heart there is in the entire game.
What are you doing, Slim?
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, you know, Slim. I guess maybe he really wants to keep his potion, but no!
What are you doing,
Oh no! Oh, Oh, that is so close.
That-
Right, we said earlier to not sleep on Trinex, right? Okay, so Slim, okay, he still has his potion. He is going to be able to start this fight again. The most important part for him is to just keep calm, and just keep going. Any more, because he knows he was very close. He definitely can do it this time. He's made significant progress every single time he's made this attempt.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a time where you feel good knowing that you can do this, but at the same time like you're in a qualifier. Tilt is a thing, and speaking of things causing problems down here, we got some Gibdos here who have taken PowerToMario down to a single heart.
Yeah.
This is not the situation you want to be in, and
oh, that's a really nice full magic drop there on the Gibdo side. Alright, hopefully just, a deep breath or two on SlimKirby's side, and oh no, PowerToMario, unfortunately, I hope he liked those Gibdos the first time, because I think we're gonna meet some old friends, again.
nah, you just go left.
Okay, alright, sounds good. Sounds good. We don't have to deal with this quite yet, we don't know where that GT, Vicky, actually, have we been counting? It was 2 in Hope Room, 1 in Tile Room, so that's 3. He got the first chest in Compass. Yeah, he got the first one.
4 now, and 5 with the torch.
Alright, sounds good. Alright.
I mean, I'm gonna let chat decide exactly where the heck we are here, because I don't actually know, and of course the big key is that right up front.
Very fortunate, death warp out of Compass Room. We did also find a mushroom, apparently, here in GT.
Alright, let me dig up through here a little bit. I see Aerodile there had 6, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So Aerodile there with 6 is the winner today of the big key guessing game. Alright, Slim, you got this, bud. Oh, don't do that. Alright, gonna get another fire rod shot in here. Pull the hammer out. Okay,
okay, no, this is great. Yeah, this is really great. He does have to be a little bit careful because he doesn't have that MVP half heart, so he is technically in one-hit KO mode if the body hurts him. So he just has to be a little bit careful. Looks like still gonna use the sword slashes.
I mean, this is fair. This is a lot safer than trying to use the hammer here, but it's still not safe.
The circles are not
I'm just holding my breath here.
He's got this. No, alright, he's making very slow and saying, alright, SlimKirby, congratulations, you have taken down Trinex. He is absolutely no match for you. Congratulations, he has got his 7th crystal, and he is also going to be on his way to GT.
Oh man, that swear looked like my cat chasing a red dot around the house right there. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna need a nap after this clearinghouse. I don't know about you.
It's very quite the excitement. I cannot deny how much entertainment, of course, at these runners' expenses that we have had here. I'm so happy though for SlimKirby. Finally taking down Trinex. Certainly was quite the challenge for him in this particular seed. But he again persevered and eventually was victorious. So this is actually a really great accomplishment.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, like to anyone who's thinking like, oh man, this is like, oh, what's going on? These runners are doing whatever. Play the game. Play the game. See how you do. It's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to do a lot of these things that you see people do on stream, and you go, oh well, that they made that look easy. They made that look easy because they probably played this game more than anyone healthily should.
I can quit anytime. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it means.
Right, exactly. It's just like, this game is fun, it's addictive, and, through lots of time of playing it, you'll get better and better and better, and that's really what it is, after a point, is, every time you play, you get a little bit more comfortable with things that are not easy. So we're into PowerToMario here, still searching for a sword that's not going to be in here. I mean, we might find a cape, but so far the cape hasn't shown up.
Mhm.
Did you get that? Not quite, Slim. All right, gonna go through another bomb and another bomb.
Yeah, this is kind
Come
of
on, bombs.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Hey, we got there. All
Yeah,
right.
because he doesn't have any more magic, so couldn't end up using Kena Samaria. Alright, we're gonna get actually a couple more new checks on Slim's side, which we got a book. In Compass Room that we did not actually see on Power to Mario's side. Oh, Power to Mario! Hey, remembering that there is actually a fairy cave here right before going upstairs, and we did pick up a bug net. Very actually nice safety. Some good game knowledge right there on his side.
Yeah, no, that's smart there. I mean, kind of using the having to use the potion on Trinex. Okay. Yeah, you would have rather have saved it. Of course, you would have rather have saved it. But at the same time, you can come into GT, you grab a fairy, and then if you get to the end, you get to get Ganon, and you're still on Master Sword or something like that. Man, you can just go drop a portal, go over to the witch's hut and refill your magic. I mean, that is a 100% an option that you have.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily do things the hardest way possible.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this game, especially at this point, just because, the swords are in some pretty bad locations, right? At this point, right, difficulty-wise, the game is expected to be on at least temper, right? Powered Mario is on Fire Sword, SlimKirby right now is on Master Sword. Yeah, things are gonna be a little bit, on the harder side.
Yeah, no, I mean, the game's not gonna be... It's not being friendly. To our runners, like if you are one of the the higher level guys who can handle a fighter sword trip through the game, yeah, you're probably the seed's not the worst for you. The swords are awful. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up in the main if in the main Discord after this and you see just lots of complaining about where the swords were. But I mean, you gotta work with what you got.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yep, you were 100% correct in this case. Yeah, and actually, yeah, you mentioned also earlier, right? Just drop a portal, go get some, go get a potion if you really need to, before Ganon to refill your magic or whatever. I mean, so I think also another good hallmark of of experienced runners is kind of, again, knowing what you're capable of and not being so either prideful or stingy about the potion that you do have. You saw how good part of Mario's the decision was to use the potion when he was on Trinex. He didn't die. He got through in one shot. Very efficient usage, and basically that basically just saved him like at least a couple minutes, right, for every single death that he could have taken.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the first things that when you're a newer runner, one of the biggest hallmarks is trying to get through a run without dying unnecessarily. Like if you death warp, that's different, right? But like if you can get through the game without dying, that's a big step, right? Then you can start thinking about your times, right? You can start thinking about, okay, I've got I want to beat sub 2. All right. And then after sub 2, you can start thinking about, okay, I want to lower my time some more and stuff here. And this is for a lot of the newer runners. This is where the Challenge Cup really comes in, right? It is your first, for a lot of people, for myself, it was my first real competitive tournament that I got to be a part of, and it was huge, and it was big for my development. It kind of gave me a idea of where I stood, what I needed to work on. It gave me a lot of things to watch. I mean, it really helped with learning the game. And if you are interested even in the slightest in playing, if this is something that you think it looks fun, it is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I think everyone here involved can attest to that.
Yeah, join the Challenge Cup server. Join that. Get involved. I mean, it is a big part of this here. I mean, you can enjoy the main tournament. You can steal things from some of the main tournament runners, but definitely get involved if you want.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think when probably when Rando kind of became popular, I would say like what 4 or 5 some odd number of years ago, right? And the community has grown so much since then, and I'm honestly like, and the skill has also grown just with the sheer number of players. And I would say also everyone's actually relatively friendly, very helpful, lots of resources out there. I would honestly say this is actually a pretty good community as well, right? Lots of help, lots of lots of encouragement all around.
Definitely. Like if you get on there, there's so many things. The Go Mode podcast is big for people who learning to play as well. There's just there is a lot around to get in there. It's just for a hobby. You don't really even have to pay any money for this hobby.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
play.
And in terms of getting involved, right? You talk about learning, right? There are actually lots of different avenues. Like you can do tutorials. Even actually here, you could track, to kind of maybe help yourself be more familiar, with the items. Oh, are we missing magic? Oh, do we miss a torch? Oh no.
Okay, yeah. Use only lamp here at this point. If I'm PowerToMario, like don't use anything else. Okay, make the dash. Okay, yep. Remember not to get hit by that guy. Okay, fire rod. Make it. We're good. All right.
Nobody was ever worried, Days.
No.
Everything was perfectly fine. Don't worry.
Zero panic, Clear Mouse. Zero panic.
We have never been worried for either of these runners at any point in the entire race.
I'm not invested in this. I'm not invested in this at all.
Alright. Okay, so PowerToMario has successfully climbed the gauntlet on his side. He is going to, make his remaining checks here in the upper gauntlet, trying to get, hoping for a sword. Not quite, but hey, suddenly we're synced up.
he remembered. Shout outs to PowerToMario here. He remembered he only had one key, so he was about to leave the room. And he walked right back in and goes, "Oh yeah, I need to get it."
Oh my gosh, dude! Powder is in pre-Moldorm chest. What a nice find! It actually doesn't look like PowerToMario needs the health refill, but SlimKirby's gonna be pretty dang happy to see that powder.
Game, why? Why you gotta be a jerk? Why you gotta be a jerk, game? Throwing that there, it's like, hey, this could have been really good to use the entire game, couldn't it have been?
Yeah.
Come on, throw Cape and Moldorm too. Come on, go do it. I dare you.
All right. Well, we got one more chest. Oh my gosh. Oh man. All
poor
right. So
PowerToMario.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a vanilla red rupee here in Moldorm 2 chest. All right. Certainly not going to be as exciting. All right. So hey.
Slim going down. All right.
Moldorm is just a big bully. Honestly, like he is only out to make your life miserable.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's completely accurate. I mean, anytime if you ever try to do NMG, you'll learn to hate Moldorm more than anything else in the entire world. We got bugnet strats. This man's playing up for stream.
So, look at that.
Okay, you maybe want to stop doing the bugnet strats at this point. You're taking a little bit of damage there, bud. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. This is good there. But yeah, time for sword, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
All right, we're slowly but surely still making progress against Agam 2. Meanwhile, SlimKirby is actually hot on PowerToMario's heels. He's gonna take down his own Agam 2 fight with Master Sword. In this case, he's gonna do some more traditional setups here with the sword spins. Oh, that was a nice triple. Hopefully it countered as a triple. Sometimes, game can get a little bit finicky and only counters a double.
Well, yeah. I guess we'll get the final count here once he goes down. And that probably was a triple then, because Aga 2 is down over on SlimKirby's side, and decision time about how quickly you want to jump into Ganon. Well, for PowerToMario, this decision's very easy. I don't have another sword.
Yep. All right. Okay. So maybe the good news is that we do know the second sword is on Catfish, or a second sword is on Catfish. It is kind of close to the pyramid. Maybe that's where he's going.
Okay, now if I'm PowerToMario, what you want to do is you want to not jump off of that one little ledge right there. You want to mirror at the very bottom of that ledge, like right at the edge of that ledge, because it'll put you right on the inside of the door here, right on the outside of the Hyrule Castle door, and that's the quickest way back into that Ganon fight right there, is if you put it right there. But unfortunately, that was probably the best time to go to Catfish, and he's not going to Catfish. Alright, Slim into the Ganon fight. Okay, phase 1 is done here. We've got a great setup here for phase 2. This top right corner is just the friendliest you can get. I'm gonna pull some magic. Alright. I was about to say, I was like, oh, this is rough. This is a less friendly corner to be in.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, so certainly it's going to be, corners are preferred just because you get a little bit of less knockback, right?
Okay.
But
does he have magic?
I
Don't think he has magic. Or did he save his magic?
I think he still has a potion. He still has a blue potion, right? He hasn't used it yet.
I don't know.
Remember, he was in Trinex and GT and everything like that.
Okay,
Yeah, he still has his one
on the map.
blue potion, yes.
Okay. He has the blue potion. All right.
I was gonna say, this is, one, benefit, at least from a viewer's perspective, right? There's only one bottle, and so we definitely know the contents of that bottle whenever someone menus.
Yes, that's true. 100%. It's like, oh, gee, I wonder what the bottle is. Well, that's a blue potion. Okay, now that's also a very good spot for Ganon to be in, but I think he's still in phase 1. Yeah. So, all right. All right, so we're going on here. PowerToMario side, we're going to take a trip down to Misery Mire, it looks like, and see if that's where our cape is. Or no, we're going to go into Desert. I think that's going to bonk. Oh, no. All right, well, but he's going to lose his portal, though, for sure there.
Alright, kind of an unfortunate spot there for SlimKirby, but again, I think you mentioned this earlier. He still has his blue potion, which in this case is certainly a very good thing. Looks like he is going to make another attempt at it maybe before potentially stocking up.
Yeah, it does kind of look that way.
Oh, that tried it. Yeah, I mean, so again, this is a custom hard set. No armor upgrades or anything like that. And I think you mentioned this earlier. Again, it does kind of hurt a lot. Trident in this case, 4 hearts of damage. I think again, a hug in this case, I think we mentioned also earlier in chat, was 8 hearts. Yeah, don't let the number of hearts fool you. It is really just like basically, you could maybe take 1 or 2 hits before kind of taking it down to Ganon.
If SlimKirby has full health, he can take 3 hits before he's dead.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
That's what it is. Like, you're in a 3-hit fight here. It's like you can't. You have to be. Oh God, he got through. I thought for sure he was that got him.
No one has ever been panicked for either of these runners at any point in the race. Dazed. I'm sticking by that statement.
I don't want to do an interview, Clear Mouse. I want to just take a deep breath. All right, so we're burning our potion here.
All right.
Oh, Slim. Okay. Gotta be careful. You're gonna need a little bit of magic to light the torch at some point.
Alright, he's definitely using Hookshot, to his advantage. Hookshot does have iframes, at least from SlimKirby's perspective, right? We do have silvers. He probably just needs to get through, phases 1 and 2. That's probably going to be the hardest part of the fight for him. So he's doing, a pretty good job. Just slow and steady. That's basically what he's going for.
You are allowed to be as slow as you possibly want on Ganon. If you can have your phase 2 last like 5 minutes if you want, as long as you don't die.
Yep, that's correct. Alright, looks like PowerToMario though, he's kind of in the Catfish area. He does have a portal out, making maybe a quick stop over to the potion shop to refill to everything. In this case, 17 hearts, full magic, blue potion, because we've got basically infinite money at this point. This is going to be really great news for PowerToMario. He is finally going to pick up his Master Sword.
Yep. 5. He's got a full 5 hits on Ganon.
Oh yeah.
So
that's like you know like unstoppable. He's like basically invincible at that point.
Pretty much here. All right, so Slim got the thing. Oh, I don't know if I'd use my fire rod if I was him there. But all right, okay, well, this could be a double here. Let's get at least the double there.
Oh yeah,
Didn't quite get the triple.
But the double's really good. Okay. Oh. Okay. Slim, just stay calm. You know, it's just gonna light both torches. The most important thing at this point is that he does not fall. The damage we see up on the fire bats was only 2 hearts of damage. He just does not fall off the ledge.
And we're successful here.
All right. Oh, awesome. Oh my gosh. All right, Ganon is exploding. SlimKirby's got his hard-earned Master Sword in hand. Amazing journey. What a ride for everyone involved. Get your G's out in chat for SlimKirby finishing with looks like 142.16.
142.15 in race time there, but yeah, that was a great. Well, I mean,
what a ride, Days.
sticking to it. That's what that was. That was I am going to get through this. Just pure determination there from SlimKirby, not letting the tilt get out of him. It like took a couple of deaths, but was able to fight through it at the end. That was a lot of fun there from SlimKirby. Yeah, well done.
And honestly, you mentioned this about about tilt. I can't like state that enough, right? Especially like tilt's kind of like one thing. Maybe you get angry or something. This is also a qualifier race. You're racing against 78 other people, something like that, right? This is actually you're trying to vie for a pretty good spot in the qualifier. There's a lot of pressure, right? The mental calmness, like your mental state is actually extremely important.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that SlimKirby got through this, I mean, I think it's just it's a testament basically to his willpower.
Right. I mean, it being able to survive after just having things kind of go sideways on you is not a fun time. It's hard to do. And I mean, I think it's pretty clear this seed that you were gonna do this on Master Sword. Like we have not seen that cape. Yep. That cape does not exist. If you really wanted to, you could have gone and gotten tempered. PowerToMario here.
Oh jeez.
I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a decision you got to make here. He's got full magic. Do you want to burn the magic to save your health, or are you just gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna have to come through again. It looks like we're gonna come through again.
Yeah. Just a small note. As PowerToMario in this case, was on his way to Catfish. He did stop by the potion shop to swap his fairy for a blue potion, which is what we see basically in his inventory. And yeah, as Days was mentioning, sometimes Ganon can hit for a lot very quickly, unexpectedly, and PowerToMario at the time was kind of faced with I would say a pretty difficult decision. We potentially are still going to need that magic for later phases of Ganon. Do you want to try and use your blue potion now to refill your health versus maybe potentially leaving yourself potentially open in this case for later phases? Holy cow. Thank you, 17th heart. This is actually really useful. I mean, dude, this entire game, right? Half a heart, 1 extra heart, like it's like the thing right after the multiple 4. Oh man, has really just saved so many runners.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a moment where you just kind of need to decide what you want to do there. The other option that you could always have is using the hook shot to go back and forth between those torches. I know when I was a kid, that's what I used to do to avoid fire bats, but you're like, this will never fail, and then a fire bat just greets you right in the face when the iframes go off.
My security bubble.
Yeah, and you're like, and things go badly here, but so far we're pretty good through phase 2 here. Still got about half his health left. Should have 3 hits. He's got 3 hits before things get bad. Lots of money though, so if things actually do get bad, he can go and recover pretty quickly.
No, but you did mention this is.
God.
Oh my gosh, dude! Okay, so for those of you who may be watching what is on the pedestal here, right there, it is the cape. So, okay, this entire seed, this seed was intended basically for you to play this on Master Sword. Because we got a Fire Sword very early on, everyone had it, and then the search was for Master Sword. So we saw the one on Catfish, was probably the one that everyone got. We saw the one on Lumberjack, and we saw one on Buffer Legend. Hey, guess where that cape is? It is on Pedestal. Yeah, you weren't gonna probably get any swords at this point.
Wow.
Thanks, game. Thanks, Seed. I truly appreciate the sword locations.
Sorry if I blew anybody's ears out there if you're listening with headphones, but that's just mean. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Man, we thought the seed was so kind to our runners earlier. Think about all the progression that we ended up getting. Earlier. We got what early, boots in the front of Skull Woods. We got a bow. A Muldorm. Flippers in Tower of Hera, Mirror and Village of Outcasts. Early Darkworld access. Hammer, Meyer Shed. We were like, oh, dude, this seed's so kind. In terms of progression, and then swords. And then swords.
Swords. Yeah, and what's worse is that the swords are just you had to go to Catfish. Like that was it. Like I mean,
100% correct. Yep.
This is kind of, this is just nuts right here. Honestly, it's
Master Sword Ganon is not easy. We kind of seen certainly SlimKirby take his fair share of shots, but I mean this is not an easy fight. Master Sword, technically, as we saw SlimKirby's side, is technically possible, right? Did the game intend you in this case to have Master Sword dropping it again? And not really, right? You are certainly intended to have Temper Sword here, probably even Gold Sword at this point. So certainly it is going to be, quite the endurance battle.
All right, if we can get a couple of nice, if you can get Ganon up against the wall there, you can basically get a couple of doubles with these spins, because you'll bounce off the wall and bounce directly back into him here, and it is. So, man, all right. So into phase 2, Fire Bat Hell, and.
All right. Well, phase 2 is better than phase 1. I can say that with certainty.
So let me gotta answer a quick question here, and so keeping it through here looks good so far, as he's making his way, taking his time, but making his way through this. Oh god, I thought he was gonna appear right on Ganon. As I mean, basically, this is just dodge the fire bats. He's doing a really good job of it so far. Get a sword spin in when he can. I think that might have been a double. Being a little aggressive here, but like I think he's kind of also learning the placement where he's safe a little bit. And
yeah, it certainly does look like he kind of, got like a groove going, and this is consistency in this case is key. Good use of that hook shot to avoid the fire bats, and we are through past phase 2. We are finally on to phase 3 in this case.
All right.
Just got, to get Ganon to stop moving. Within one hit, basically, as he stops, we're going to be on to phase 4.
Yeah, so far so good here. We're making our way through this. Everything kind of looking all right. Got the third hit in here. Stand there.
Yeah, please don't willingly fall. Like we do know that the edges do have falling tiles, so let's not willingly fall quite yet. But he's was that almost a silverless spin?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we were going for there, but either way, all right. So we're gonna get him up here in the top corner. Gonna get our first of the silver arrows in there. Probably not gonna be able to get the second one here. Please be careful. All right. There should be another one here.
Yep, yeah, just slow and steady. He knows in this case that he is very, very close. He just doesn't have to. He just can't lose his cool. Oh,
Okay.
almost a double. I mean, no, he is making very steady progress in this case. Just has to get a little bit more. All right,
One more should
is this gonna be
do it.
enough?
One more.
All
There we
right.
go.
Oh, what a journey! What a journey for both of our runners here, featured here on Restream. Your GG's out in chat for PowerToMario, persevering, through this, I would say, incredibly difficult execution based seed. All right, 1:52:05's official race time game. GG's both to Slim and to PowerToMario.
Fantastic
Yes.
from both of them. And with any luck here, looks like they are sitting in the room here, and we are now joined by both of our racers today, SlimKirby, PowerToMario. Guys, GG's on that.
Yeah, what a scene.
I just want to know, how much fun did the commentator booth have watching that?
So we're ready to take a nap, by the way, from so much excitement. we're pretty worn out.
if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't appreciate, my heart doesn't appreciate that, all right?
Days, we said there was no point at whatsoever where we were panicked for either runner, either Slim or PowerToMario. Never, no. Half a heart, one heart, it's... No worries, we had full confidence in you guys.
Slim, are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
Sorry, guys.
So how about them swords? Did you like the sword placements?
Oh, they were the best. And I especially loved watching the credits and seeing Cape on pedestal. That was fun.
Yeah, we did find that out on, I guess in this case it was Slims who we got the credits first. But yeah, so I guess, overall thoughts about the seed. Looks like you guys actually got progression pretty early, especially you, PowerToMario. I think you followed progression pretty well. But looks like, maybe the unfortunate part was the boots were in front of Skullwoods, and unfortunately you just, didn't quite get to them until a little bit later.
Yeah, typically I dip Skullwoods when I go through the portal on that part of the map that early on, but I didn't have Fire Rod, and it was green pendant, so I thought maybe later on if I had Fire Rod I'll commit to doing it, and of course Boots was an easy pickup over there, so...
Yeah, I felt pretty much the same. I did actually dip Skullwoods like pretty much immediately when I went to Dark World, because I just figured even if it is a pendant, two potentially very quick checks up there may never have to come back, and then getting the boots there definitely felt pretty good. And that led me to saving and quitting and going straight to the mountain to activate that. See, it was also on Lumberjack too. Saw that other sword there. So yeah, this seed was not very kind with swords, but everything else was very well laid out. I felt really good about the routing I took. And it's weird because I feel like in a lot of these qualifiers, I've always started out very well, but this time I felt like I kind of had a bit of a slow start, but then things really, really picked up, and I just was getting items everywhere. I felt like this could have easily been a sub 130 for me if it wasn't for my execution, because I am not great at Master Sword boss fights, and dying 5 times to Trinex did not help whatsoever.
And getting the bottle at the start, after that point, I just couldn't believe what was happening the first hour of the seed. It was just crystal, 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 crystal. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm almost in go mode. An hour in.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then Catfish. And I didn't even check Lumberjack. I had no idea what was on Lumberjack the whole time. But I was thinking, you know what? There's so many checks out there. We're going to get Sword. We're going to get Sword. Right?
Unfortunately, the swords just were so brutal today. I mean, just rough times here. But I guess, unfortunately, guys, we do kind of gotta hurry this on a little bit. There is a Z1R NES Zelda randomizer game coming up immediately after this in like 2 minutes. So any kind of final thoughts you guys want to toss in here before we kick it over to them?
I guess one thing I'll say really quick is just I definitely applaud all of the runners of this qualifier here. There's been so much talent in this community like over the last few years, and like I think that just seeing the scores that are being posted for this tournament, it's just amazing to see like a lot of people excelling and a lot of people doing well, especially in these very, very difficult seeds. And in addition to this tournament being pretty stacked, the Challenge Cup, which if we could get a link for that in the chat here, that's also going to be very, very well stacked as well. A lot of just high skill players, and both tournaments, even though Challenge Cup is kind of considered the secondary, lower skilled, it's going to be really, really freaking challenging to even succeed there. So kudos to everyone in this community for putting on like such a strong showing of skill. I know there's a lot of resources out there and a lot of skilled players, and it's amazing to see how far this community has actually come to this point.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the community has grown so much. I mean, it's just really great to see, all the encouragement and all the, everyone improved, so much so quickly. Yeah, I just want to actually say, just real quick, rounding up, I guess, the official race. First place, I guess, in this particular qualifier was PH, finishing with a time of 1:18:03, followed by Fry, NY Rambler, Gilgamesh, Tabby Cat, and Jet082, Trinex, Aljaz, Amaranth, and Purity Wong, rounding out the top 10. Very, very impressive finishings.
And I guess with that, we probably should be setting off there. So again, yeah, like SlimKirby said, join the Challenge Cup if you're interested. Other than that, I mean, great races, great fun times. GG's to both of our runners, PowerToMario and SlimKirby.
Yeah,
Hope to be
yeah.
seeing you guys again soon. And Clearmouse, I'll let you have last word.
All right. Just thank you again so much, SlimKirby and PowerToMario, for letting us restream you. I mean, certainly it was a very.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yes. No, it was a journey. It was quite very, very exciting. Thank you so much again, Lady Laura Linda, for our tracker. She is awesome. She is wonderful. Really glad to have her. Did a phenomenal job on tracking. Thank you so much. Thank you, of course, to SpeedGaming for restreaming. There is one more race tomorrow, starting at Qualifier 16, 3 p.m. Eastern. Certainly, I think it'll probably be on some SpeedGaming channel. Please keep an eye out. Dazed, as always, this was a blast. I really look forward to our next time. Thank you so much. And for the rest of you, keep watching Rando. Have a good rest of your evening.